I'm going to be discussing how the transit of Pluto in the sign of Aquarius is going to affect you according to your ascendant sign. Pluto is an outer planet. It has the longest orb around the zodiac. It takes about 248 years to go around the zodiac. It's going to be transiting in the sign of Aquarius for about 20 years. So you're not going to feel the effects of this transit right away, unless you have something, a planet, point, or an angle from the beginning of Aquarius till about 3 degrees of Aquarius. Then you're going to feel the impact of this transit right away. This transit is going to unfold over time. If you're an Aquarius or you have placements in Aquarius, I'm going to suggest that you ask a Capricorn ascendant how this transit affected them. Pluto is a planet that doesn't give a shit about your feelings. Pluto is going to destroy whatever it touches. It transforms whatever it touches. It breaks it down all the way to the ground. It burns the house down. So if Pluto is conjuncting any of your points, angles, or planets in your chart as it's transiting in the sign of Aquarius, you better buckle up, strap in, and prepare yourself for this life-transforming transit. If you want to know how Pluto functions when it transits your second house, Capricorn, you might want to pay attention to this. I went through this transit as a Scorpio rising, and this planet does not play around in the second house. The second house is a house that's really important in our chart. It's almost like we need this house to survive. It's our earning ability, our possessions, the things that we love and value. Pluto transiting this house is probably going to take away some of the things that you love and value. If it conjuncts a planet, it's going to work on what that planet rules, the significance of that planet in your chart. Whatever that thing is, it's going to be transformed. For example, when I had Pluto transiting my second house, the house that you love, we're going to take that away too. And that was in 2008 when the housing market crashed. I thought I made a really smart investment and I was going to get a huge return on this 4-bedroom house. And guess what? I had to do a short sale. I had to completely surrender and let Pluto take it. Oh, that Mercedes that you love, we're going to take that too. Oh, and that job where you're making so much money, we're going to take that too. You have to figure out another way to make a living. Oh, and that husband that you love so much, we're going to take him too. That is Pluto. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to every person. It just all depends on what Pluto is touching in your chart and how that planet is aspected. One thing for sure is whenever Pluto is done with a house, everything in it is transformed into something else. So here I am. I'm still here. I survived the Pluto transit, and you can too. So if you find that your reading is a little bit negative, it's only because I'm trying to really warn you about the things that could possibly happen. And it doesn't mean that they're all going to happen. This is coming from me, a person who has been through one of the toughest Pluto transits to one of the most important, most valued houses in the chart. I went through major transformation in this house and I'm still here. You're going to survive this. I would rather let you know the truth about how challenging this transit can be. So everything I say for each sign is not necessarily going to happen to everyone. Keep in mind that this is not a personal reading. Some people can have really positive things happen. Remember that Pluto also rules the 8th house of other people's money, big money. This means that Pluto could absolutely change your financial status and put you in the elite category. So that means that some of you can amass a lot of wealth, massive wealth and financial windfalls. And this just depends on what Pluto is doing in your chart. Others can also experience massive losses. So if you'd like to know how this transit is going to affect you according to your own natal placement, I suggest that you take advantage of the discounted special that I'm promoting so that we can look at what planets Pluto is touching in your own natal birth chart. Trust me, you're going to want to know what Pluto is doing in your chart. You're going to want to prepare yourself. Hello YouTube, my name is Rachel Mayo. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel and you've not yet subscribed, please do. It's absolutely free and it really helps my channel grow. I would like to say thank you to all the people that bought readings for me over the past few months. I really do appreciate you supporting my work. If you can't afford to get a reading with me at this time, but you appreciate my work, please do me a favor, like this video right away, share it with your friends and family. Also make sure to subscribe to my channel. This really helps my channel grow. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that you're enjoying my content, you love my content, and therefore the YouTube algorithm will promote me to other people that love astrology. So please like, share, and subscribe. I'm still doing the contest for the free solar return chart reading with me. If you'd like to participate, all you have to do is comment below this video saying free solar and subscribed. You must be subscribed to my channel in order to win. I'm going to encourage you to watch the whole introduction of this video. This is where I go over the event chart of the transit or the lunation. This is also where I share personal stories or the experiences that I've seen with my clients. So if you'd like to evaluate how these transits affect you on a personal level according to your own natal birth chart, I'm going to encourage you to listen to this part. And if you really want to know how these transits are working with your chart, I'm going to suggest that you listen to your ascendant sign, your moon sign, and lastly, your sun sign. Listen to all three. The best way to find out what's really going on in your chart is by booking a personal reading. You can book a reading with me on my website at rachel-mayo.com. So keep in mind that the opposition is not exact as soon as Pluto enters the sign of Aquarius. But since Pluto is an outer moving planet and Mars is only about 4 degrees away in opposition and retrograding backwards to come and meet up with Pluto, to come and oppose Pluto at almost 2 degrees of Leo and 2 degrees of Aquarius. So we're going to start feeling this energy of impending doom or impending confrontation by a big power, a big force. And this is why I'm focusing on the opposition in this video, because I want you to be aware of whatever anguish is building up in you. This way you'll be aware that this energy is going to reach a climax when the exact opposition hits. Venus, the ruler of the South Node, is also activated at the time of Pluto's ingress into Aquarius. Venus is square the transiting nodes. Venus is at around 4 degrees of Capricorn, square the nodes at around 5 degrees of Aries. This is what we call a skipped step. Activating the South Node and the North Node. Whatever is going to happen as a result of this opposition is fated, it's karmic. It's going to shape your future, your destiny. When two planets meet at an exact opposition, this is the energy of a full moon between these two planets and what they signify in your chart. This is the first time that we're having this opposition in the sign of Aquarius. This energy is building up to the opposition that's going to happen around the 1st of January. This energy is going to be active on January 6th. Mars is in Leo, the sign of kings, rulers, and leaders, and royalty and entertainers. This energy is retrograding and opposing Pluto, who's transiting the sign of the people, Aquarius. So the people will be opposing one lone person who has center stage in the sign of Leo, who's backtracking on something. I want you to be aware of this energy because at the end of the day, this is the energy of Fafo, the energy of F around and find out. And you don't want to be that person facing consequences of the law. And I'm saying this because Pluto in the sign of the people could be a very powerful force. And when people get together opposing the Mars in Leo retrograde person, it could get pretty violent. And things can get out of hand when people are acting as a group. There is such a phenomena called groupthink, where people do unimaginable acts of violence because they're acting as a group. But the thing is, you will face the consequences of what you do as an individual. So if you're feeling really aggressive, passionate, and driven, I'd advise you to really think about what actions you're taking. I'm sure you like your life and your freedom. This opposition is really consequential. So please don't join the FA-FO group. The people who are going to have a much more challenging experience with this transit, of course, are the fixed signs. And the fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And the people who are going to have an easier experience with this transit are the fire signs. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Leo might not have it so easy because you're going to be opposed by Pluto, and the opposition is really giving the power to your partners. So you're going to have strong opposition from other people, but perhaps even your spouse. So this is not necessarily going to be easy for you, Leo. And the signs which are going to have a really positive experience with this transit are, of course, the air signs. And the air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And of course, Aquarius, you're having the conjunction, so this is not necessarily going to be easy for you. You're going to be changed on a deep soul level. You will not be the same person after this transit is over. Other people are not going to see you as you were before. The old self is going to die in order for a new identity to arise. Gemini and Libra, this is going to be a little bit more pleasant for you because you're going to have positive transformations. Certain things that you want to happen are just going to happen effortlessly and easily. You'll be able to make really positive manifestations. Pluto in the sign of Aquarius is working in the sign of the people, is working on humanity as a collective. This is the sign of the underdog. This is the sign that is going to be empowered. So whoever is going to be in leadership, whoever is taking the position of leadership, is the person who aligns with the will of the people. The time of big corporations, old government, old rules and traditions is over. That building is crumbling. Get out the way. Don't get hit with a brick. Pluto is acting as a wrecking ball to your Capricorn house. That building is crumbling. It's falling down. We may not see those final results right away. And that is because Pluto is a slow moving planet. It's going to stay on the same degree until the end of the year. So Pluto is currently working at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So don't expect to see massive changes right away. Pluto in Aquarius is fighting for the underdog. Pluto is giving power to the people. Aquarius is a sign that is ruled by futuristic planet Uranus, and this is an air sign. So we're going to start seeing things moving at the speed of light, speed of lightning. Things are going to be happening really fast as soon as Pluto starts taking off. In the sign of Aquarius, in the sign of Capricorn, an earth sign, it was moving at a slower pace. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, a planet that moves very slowly. Aquarius's modern ruler is Uranus, but the traditional and original ruler was Saturn. So we have a mixture of energy here, where things are going to happen suddenly, unexpectedly, surprisingly. But these things that are going to happen are also going to be supported by Saturn, which is going to give these changes some stability and longevity. Uranus is the planet that rules anything futuristic, the internet, aliens, computers. And another thing that is really important that Uranus rules is computer hackers. So this is going to be a big thing. Big companies or people are going to be brought down to their knees by hackers. Hackers who are working to bring the truth out to the people. This 20-year transit is going to show us how much we depend on AI, computers, technology, and also how these things can be used against us, and also how they can be hacked in order to help humanity. The internet is being controlled by a few billionaires. I think some really intelligent hackers are going to take the internet down. If you haven't watched that movie, The End of the World, it's on Netflix. I'm going to suggest that you watch that movie. It's going to really blow your mind. Pluto has been transiting the sign of Capricorn for the last 16 years. This is the sign that is associated with the government and also father figures, and that is because Capricorn rules the 10th house of the zodiac. The 10th house of the zodiac is an angle house. It is a parental axis, which usually rules over the father or the more dominant parent, which could be either or, depending on your chart. The MC is the highest point in the zodiac. So whatever happens here becomes public knowledge and it affects the masses. Let's look at what happened in 2008 when Pluto ingressed into the sign of Capricorn. There was a massive mortgage crisis. Banks needed to be bailed out by the government, and the economy essentially crashed. The United States elected the first Black president, Barack Obama. The country had a major transformation for race relations, and there was hope for equality. There was hope in the air for equality. 2017, the Me Too movement was established, and there was a shocking takedown of men who we thought were untouchable. 2022, Roe v. Wade was reversed, stripping women of our rights. The previous Pluto transit affected the cardinal signs more intensely. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Pluto is concluding his transit in Capricorn. Pluto is going to enter into the sign of Aquarius on November 19. Pluto is going to stay in this sign for about 20 years. Pluto has now completed its transit in the USA return chart. Pluto's transit takes about 248 years, which began at the inception of the USA. So this is the beginning of a new American revolution. We're making history. This is the new beginning of a new era of change and transformation to humanity when it comes to equality and freedom. The human rights movement is going to become a bigger movement. I really think power will be given to the people because that top-down structure has not worked. People are going to start organizing and mobilizing resistance groups. In this video, I'm also going to discuss the transit of Mars opposite Pluto, because as soon as Pluto enters the sign of Aquarius, he's going to bump into an opposition with Mars. It's not going to be exact right away, but that is the first planet that he's going to make contact with. So Mars is going to be retrograding towards Pluto. Mars is going to begin his retrograde on December 6, 2024, moving back into Cancer early in 2025, before returning into the sign of Leo by July 2025. This opposition is going to begin at the end of December 2024 and will be exact by January 1st, 2025. Pluto was discovered by telescope in 1930. Pluto is the planet of power, mystery, and control. This tiny planet that some people call a planetoid rules over death, rebirth, destruction, and regeneration. Pluto kills wherever it touches. It burns it to the ground. And it's active whenever there's transitions and changes in power. It also rules over things that are hard to see, like secrets, scandals, hidden power structures, sex, big money, other people's money, and taxes. Pluto rules the 8th house of the zodiac. It is a dark and psychological house. The place where we keep secrets, our secrets, other people's secrets, and even secrets that we keep from ourselves. So what is Pluto going to bring us in the sign of Aquarius? This planet is known to immediately show us what it's going to usher in at its ingress. Aquarius is the sign of revolution, technology, and humanity. The sign of Aquarius is ruled by Uranus and Saturn, with Uranus being its modern ruler. Uranus rules over technology, the internet, anything futuristic, like aliens, who have recently been publicly confirmed they're in our oceans. I can't speak for the aliens because I haven't personally met or interacted with one. But perhaps in a decade it will be possible, I don't know. What I really like about the ingress of Pluto into Aquarius is the fact that the other outer planets are going to be speaking harmoniously with Pluto, and that is because Uranus, a core ruler of Aquarius, is going to ingress into Gemini in 2026, forming a harmonious trine aspect. A trine aspect allows things to happen easily and effortlessly. You don't have to do anything. Things just work out. Things just work out the way you want them to. The other positive aspect is the fact that Saturn, the other core ruler of Aquarius, is also going to ingress into Aries in 2025, along with Neptune. Both these planets are going to form a sextile aspect. A sextile aspect is another harmonious and supportive aspect. A sextile aspect brings opportunities. However, the sextile aspect is an aspect which requires you to make an effort. You have to do something to use this energy. Otherwise, this energy just poof and dissipates. So the air signs and the fire signs are going to be lit. It's going to be epic. We are at the precipice of change. Humanity as we know it will be forever changed. Aquarius rules over the 11th house of the zodiac. This is the house that rewards the work that we did in the 10th house. This means that this is the house where we receive the promotions, the accolades, the financial windfalls. This is the house where we get the recognition from our peers, our friends, and the groups that we belong to. So all in all, this is the house of fruition. This is where we fulfill our hopes, dreams, and wishes. So some people are going to get rich or richer, especially if they had invested their money in technology, research projects, or anything that is futuristic. They are now going to see the results of their hard work. And for some of us, this is an opportunity for us to establish new hopes, dreams, and wishes. We could also see a new type of internet and different types of social media platforms. And it's already happening. Have you heard of Blue Sky? There will be so many new changes coming. I cannot speak of all of them in this one video. So expect future videos on the transit of Pluto into Aquarius. When Pluto ingresses the sign of Aquarius, it's going to oppose Mars. This is the ultimate power struggle transit. This energy reminds me of a movie called Purge. If you haven't watched that movie, I suggest that you go and watch it. And that is because the Mars-Pluto transit is going to get really dark and gnarly. It's going to trigger our fight or flight response. So just be careful and know exactly what it is you're fighting for. Aries ascendant sun or moon. Mars is currently transiting your fifth house. This is a nice place for Mars to be. It's fired up. You're really passionate about your creativity, your talents, your children, and perhaps about finding romance, or perhaps you're deeply involved in a romantic relationship or passionate about getting one. This is because Mars is your ruling planet, so you have some control here to direct your future. You are the ruler of the transiting North Node. Aries is feeling this powerful force of opposition from their friends, the groups that they belong to, perhaps an elder sibling or a benefactor. These are some of the areas that the 11th house rule. You're probably realizing that you have to let go of some of these friends or your affiliations to certain platforms. Some of you could be having this power struggle with an uncle or an aunt. And for others, it could be really psychological because Pluto is working on your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Perhaps Pluto has taken away some of your previous aspirations, and you're realizing that you have to realign yourself. You have to come up with new hopes, dreams, and wishes. And this could be perhaps some of you are pregnant and you have to focus your energy on that child. Others could be having oppositions from their friends because they don't agree or approve of who you've chosen to love. Some of you could be spending so much more time with your children, your romantic partner, or your creative projects, and you're getting heat from the groups that you belong to or your friends. There's massive changes coming to the groups that you belong to, your friendships, your hopes, dreams, and your aspirations. Some of them have to be let go. This is somewhat in conflict with whatever you're doing with your romantic relationship, your friends, and your creative projects. Aries, unfortunately, this transit is working on an area which is a little bit sensitive. This is the area of our elder siblings and our aunties and uncles. Pluto transforms whatever it touches. If any of your elder siblings are sickly or they're just old, they're probably going to transition to the other side at some point during this transit. Aries, I think the transit of Pluto in Aquarius is actually going to be beneficial for you. This is because Aries sextiles the sign of Aquarius, and the sextile aspect is going to bring you opportunities to make certain things happen. The key here is you have to apply effort. You have to do something to use this energy, otherwise this energy just dissipates. You're going to be drawn into becoming active in the groups that you belong to. But unfortunately, keep an eye out, watch out for behaviors like manipulation, jealousy from the friends or in the groups that you belong to. There'll be a few haters and trollers out there to get you, or to at least try to get you. On the other hand, you are the one who also has to watch out for being obsessive or possessive with a friend or with an elder sibling. And for others, it could be major obsessions about fulfilling your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Taurus, ascendant, sun, or moon. Mars is transiting your 4th house and Pluto is transiting your 10th house. This is a really powerful force. Some of you are having power struggles with your bosses, the government, and other authority figures. And since this is a parental axis, some of you could be experiencing problems with a parent. And since Pluto transforms whatever it touches, it could also be possible that if you have an elderly or aging parent, this could be the time that they're transitioning to the other side. When Mars is transiting the 4th house, it brings a lot of aggressive energy in the home area, and it's usually not welcome. This could mean that some of you may be moving houses at this time. You could be moving as a result of changes in the job area. Some of these changes could be changes that you actually wanted, and some of these changes could be changes that are kind of forced upon you. Taurus, this power struggle is happening with your angle rulers, your relationship rulers. So this means that wherever power struggles are going on could have something to do with your committed relationships, your status in society, the work that you do, authority figures. There could be a change or an ending in a job, or with something to do with your public standing. When the angles are activated, they activate all the other angles in your chart. So this means that this could be absolutely life-changing for you, Taurus. You may have to make some serious decisions about your home environment, your living situation, your family, and your ancestry, or your deep hidden emotions. Some of you may be feeling really angered, really triggered. So you have to watch your temper and how you react, how you take action, because the decisions that you're going to make now are going to change the shape of your family, your standing in society, your relationships, and also the relationship with yourself. Because remember, Uranus is still transiting. Uranus is still transiting your sign, and Uranus is a core ruler of Aquarius. Gemini, ascendant, sun, or moon. Mars is currently transiting in your 3rd house. Pluto is transiting your 9th house. Pluto in the ninth house is bringing a major transformation in your belief system. Pluto is going to transform your old belief systems and replace them with a new way of thinking, a new type of belief system. And Mars is acting very aggressively in the third house of communication, your thought process, the actions that you're taking with your siblings or your neighborhood. Some of you may be having really aggressive and violent thoughts at this time. And that could be because of the disruption that is going on in your neighborhood or with your siblings. And you're questioning your higher belief system. Some of you could be having a power struggle with a professor, a priest, or a guru, or somebody who you look up to. This opposition is going to give you a lot of anxiety. You're one of the signs that could get highly triggered or get really influenced by other people and their belief systems. So be careful. You have to really look at your belief system. Is this really your own belief system, or are you following this belief system because it was instilled into you by somebody else? And if you're a member of a cult or a church, you're going to be questioning your membership in these groups. And for others, it could be that you've been living in a foreign country and certain things are changing in that foreign country. And you're really questioning whether this is the country that you want to spend the rest of your life in. The ninth house rules over your future. Do the laws and regulations of the country that you're living in align with your belief system? If some of you are not yet citizens or you don't have your green card, you're an illegal immigrant in a foreign country, you're going to be taking some type of action, legal action, to make sure that you have your papers together. And for others, since the third house rules over our immediate environment, some of you could be deciding to change neighborhoods. That means that you will be moving at this time. I think this move is not going to be really that complicated for you, Gemini, simply because you do sextile the sign of Leo and you trine the sign of Aquarius. So there will be some opportunity for you to make certain things happen to your liking, and some things will just fall into place for you. Cancer, ascendant, sun, or moon. Mars is transiting in your second house. The second house is one of the most important houses in our chart because this is the house that rules over our ability to support ourselves and our family, our ability to make money, earn a living. It is also the house that rules over our self-esteem. For earning a good living, we'll naturally feel good about ourselves, raising our self-esteem. And if we're not making money, we're going to have a lower self-esteem. The second house also rules over the mouth, what goes in and what comes out. So watch out, Cancer. You might be very feisty with Mars transiting this house. It can make you become very courageous and aggressive about speaking your mind. So whatever you say around this time is going to have a strong impact. You have somebody powerful on the other side of the opposition in your 8th house. The second house also rules over the family that we create with another person. This is the family that we choose, the family that we make with a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, or the friends that have been in our life for a very long time, that we begin to look at them as family. So there is aggressive energy in this area. The second house rules over our possessions, our money. Mars in the second house can help you make a lot of money, but at the same time, Mars is going to push you into spending that money. It will make you become very aggressive about acquiring certain things that are valuable to you. When we look over on the other side, this is the longer transit. We find Pluto, the longer term transit that you're having in the sign of Aquarius, your 8th house. Pluto is naturally comfortable in the 8th house because it rules the 8th house. It's a Scorpio house. This house rules over an earned income, like other people's money, mortgages, loans, mortgages, inheritances, taxes. This is the house that rules over death, sex, and transformation. This is where we bond with another person by sharing resources. So perhaps Mars is giving you this opportunity to make all this money because you owe money on your mortgage, your car loan, or your taxes, and they're due at this time. Some of you are having a power struggle because you're probably trying to decide if you want to create a family with another person, like join forces with your long-term partner, like in living together so that you can share resources and be better able to handle the money that you owe to other people. Some of you are going to be going through a power struggle with a partner. Perhaps you're going through a divorce. Now you're dealing with dividing your money, your resources. Cancer is going to attract really Plutonic people, Scorpio type of people. You're going to be involved in like really deep type of intimate relationships, sexual relationships. So if this area has been dead for a while, get prepared for some major action. Unfortunately, these partners could come with energies like possessiveness, obsession, and jealousy. Some of you could already be dealing with these type of energies in your relationships. Pluto in this area could also reveal some of your sexual secrets. Definitely going to transform how you behave or who you are in your intimate relationships. Naturally, some secrets will also be revealed because now you have to bare your soul. You have to be completely vulnerable with your partner. Leo ascendant, sun or moon. Mars is currently transiting your first house and Pluto is transiting your seventh house. The power struggle is on an angle axis, the relationship axis. And when our angles are activated in our chart, it can absolutely change your entire life. And this is because the 10th house is also activated, your public self, and the home area, the fourth house, is also activated. That's your home and your family. The power struggle really here is with you and others that you have a committed type of relationship with, like your spouse, a business partner, people that you do business with, anything that you do with another person. And the other people at this time, your partnership, your seventh house people, other people who are really empowered. You're feeling really threatened and perhaps even attacked. When Mars is transiting our ascendant, we're highly energized, we're passionate. And Mars is a malefic sign. It can also bring aggression towards you, and you're being opposed by a really powerful force, Pluto, whose aim is to transform your relationship axis, to transform your relationships, your committed relationships. The seventh house also rules over our known enemies, and this happens in committed relationships like marriages or business partnerships. You marry someone and there's some deception, they cheat on you, and you end up filing for a divorce, and you're in court with the person that you were married to, your sweetheart, who's now your open enemy. Or you sign a business contract with someone and something goes wrong and you want to break up this partnership. It just so happens that your partner, your open enemy, is really powerful. That doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to defend yourself. You have the power of Mars in your sign. Mars is a fire sign, you're a fire sign. So you can use some of this energy to defend yourself against these powerful forces. This could be a situation where you have to agree to compromise. Let the relationship break up and you each go your separate ways. Mars and Pluto rule an angle in your chart. They rule your home area. These two powerful planets, malefic planets, are opposing each other. It's like a tug of war. This is the ultimate power struggle. It could be literally the struggle for your life. And remember, you also have Uranus transiting your 10th house. So this is also going to involve your standing in society, your public self, dealings with the government, with authority figures. Uranus is a core ruler of Aquarius. And with Pluto transiting Aquarius, Uranus is working with Pluto. So Leo is going to feel like powerful, unusual forces are ganging up against him. You have Mars, a malefic conjunct you, and you have Pluto, a very powerful planet, making your opponents really powerful. They're against you. In a house that rules the planet Uranus that is on top of your MC, also squaring your ascendant. Leo has a lot going on, and the only way you can find out how this is going to affect you personally is by booking a personal reading. Virgo ascendant, sun or moon. Mars is transiting your 12th house. This is a blind area, so this is where you are unable to see. It is also an area of our self-sabotaging habits. You might not directly feel the impact of this power struggle. Pluto is currently transiting your 6th house. This is also an area where we deal with enemies. So you're dealing with malefic energy in a hidden area. And in the opposite house, you have Pluto transiting your 6th house. This is the area where we have our known enemies. And our known enemies could be things that happen as a result of things that we do in the opposite house, the 12th house, of self-sabotage. So if you have a problem with addiction, perhaps alcohol, drugs, or illicit affairs, or relationships with people who are not really available, or you're now finding out the consequences of those self-sabotaging habits, and Pluto is demanding a transformation in this area. The only way to come out of this addiction is getting treatment or quitting cold turkey. Some of you are realizing that if you don't do something, you don't change anything with your diet, your exercise regimen, consequences when it comes to your health are going to be dire. So some of you could be essentially having this power struggle whether to continue with your self-sabotaging habits or to do something or let certain bad habits just fall off. Some of you will be taking drastic measures, doing some type of purging diet, some type of cleansing diet to boost your immune system and improve your health. Some of you could be forced into taking drastic action when it comes to your eating habits and your exercise regimen. The sixth house rules over your daily routine, like what you eat, your diet, your exercise regimen. It also rules over our pet. We have to take care of our pet on a daily basis. If your pet is old or has been ill, unfortunately, they could be transitioning as a result of Pluto's transit in your sixth house. Others could be dealing with a work situation because the sixth house also rules over the work that we do. This means that it rules your co-workers, it rules your supervisor. Some of you could be dealing with co-workers that are possibly going to become manipulative. You'll be dealing with issues like jealousy and competition in this area. Your work environment could become very toxic. This could be affecting how you rest because the 12th house is the area of rest. It's the house that rules over rest. With Mars there, it's going to make resting or going to sleep very difficult. The energy of Mars in the 12th house unfortunately can also cause nightmares. The 6th house also rules over debt. So if you have some unpaid debts, this energy could bring debt collectors that are going to pursue you very aggressively. Libra ascendant, sun or moon. Mars is currently transiting your 11th house. The 11th house rules over the groups that we belong to, the social media platforms that we're members on. It also rules over our hopes, dreams, and wishes. Feeling really aggressive about pursuing your hopes, dreams, and wishes, and perhaps also there is some tension between you and a friend or some arguments going on there. And these arguments could have something to do with your partnerships because Mars rules your descendant, your committed relationships. So some of you could be having this clash with a spouse or a business partner. Pluto is transiting your 5th house. The 5th house rules over our creativity and our greatest creation being our children. It rules over our talents, entertainment, sports, and romance. It also rules over our good luck karma. This good luck is available from a past life or for our good deeds that we did earlier. We don't have to work for this luck. It's just available to us. So this means that Pluto is activating your luck. But unfortunately, Pluto is bringing power struggles with your children, your creative projects, or perhaps even a romantic partner. Perhaps some of you are facing a power struggle between focusing your energy on your children, your creative projects, or the time that you spend with your friends or the groups that you belong to. So perhaps some of you will be choosing to pursue your hopes, dreams, and wishes, or establishing a presence on social media, and it's coming in conflict with the things that you have to do with your children or with your creative projects or a romantic partner. It's a difficult decision for you to make because your relationship is also important, your children are also important, and for some of you it could be that you just recently gave birth, you have a child, you have the responsibility to take care of your growing child, and you can't spend as much time with your friends or in the other social circles that you belong to, also taking away time from you to work on your other hopes, dreams, and wishes. So Libra has to choose what's more important to them at this time. Libra is also going to have a better time with the transit of Pluto. Libra is an air sign. Aquarius is an air sign. This means that you have the best aspect in astrology. You are experiencing a trine aspect, and a trine aspect makes things happen easily and effortlessly. You can use this energy along with your pure obsession to succeed. Libra can use the next 20 years to really advance themselves when it comes to their creativity and with their children. You can certainly use this energy to make things work out to your advantage. You could start a new business that could become quite profitable over the coming years. And this is because you're probably going to get really ambitious and obsessive about making this become a success. You're trying to leave a legacy. Just watch out for being too obsessive, possessive with your romantic partners, or perhaps with whatever your children are getting involved in. Try and avoid being the helicopter parent. Give your children and your romantic partner some space. Scorpio ascendant, sun or moon. Mars is currently transiting your 10th house. The 10th house is a public house. It rules over our authority figures, the government, our public status, also a parental axis. It rules over the more dominant parent, which is usually the father, depending on your chart. The 10th house is an angle house. So when an angle house is activated, it activates all the other angles in your chart. This transit could be absolutely life-changing for you, Scorpio. Mars and Pluto are planets that rule your sign. So this could be an inner power struggle. It's going to feel like you're fighting yourself, you're boxing yourself. Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. The fourth house is the IC, it's the bottom of the chart, the most sensitive part of our chart. It rules over our mother, our home, our ancestry. It rules over our deep resentments that we can have towards any of these people. Pluto is a powerful force to have in the fourth house. Anybody that has had Pluto transit their fourth house will tell you how difficult it can be. Pluto is the planet of death, rebirth, and transformation. And Pluto is your ruling planet. So perhaps you have some power here because you're taking part in this transformation. You are allowing this transformation to occur. When Pluto transits the fourth house, there is total transformation of your home area. Most people experience deaths in the family when Pluto is transiting their fourth house. The fourth house is a parental axis. It rules over the more nurturing parent, and usually that is the mother. So if one of your parents has been ill or they're just old, unfortunately, this is the transit that they will transition to the other side. And this also goes for any other family members who are also experiencing ill health and those of old age. This is just a natural process of life. Scorpios could be going through a lot of emotional, deeply transforming things that are going on emotionally and in their home area. And these changes could be impacting your standing in society. Perhaps you're dealing with a very aggressive boss, or perhaps some other type of authority figure that is going against you. An opposition is an energy of people opposing you. When angles are activated, you have to look to see if there are other planets on other angles. You don't have anything in your sign. You're kind of alone in this fight, but you have things under control. We have Uranus transiting your relationship axis, your descendant, and Uranus is squaring both Mars and Pluto. It's not an exact square. It is a square by sign. So you are feeling this undercurrent energy that is pushing you into taking action. Scorpio has to take action, because Mars requires you to take action. If you're not taking action, this action will be taken against you. So whatever is going on in your life that is deeply emotional, just remember your power. You are Pluto, you are Mars. You have the ability to control this energy before it gets out of hand. You have the ability to do what you have to assert your dominance, whether it's in your home area or in the public area with your status, your job, and with your bosses. You have the power to set the tone. So Scorpio, when Pluto transits the IC, this is also a house of endings. It is also the house of our ancestral secrets. Pluto is going to dig deep and reveal whatever is hidden about your ancestors, your mother, and your family. So if there's some deep, dark secrets about your birth, you're going to find out about these things during this transit. Some of you are going to discover that you are adopted. Sagittarius, ascendant, sun, or moon. Mars is transiting your ninth house. The ninth house rules over the justice system. It rules over foreign places, foreign lands. This is the house that rules over our belief system, a belief system that was handed down to us by somebody that we look up to, like a priest, a guru, a professor. It also rules over higher education, therefore ruling over universities. This means that Sagittarius feels like they have to take some action when it comes to this area. Fortunately, Leo is a sign that is trine your sign because you're both fire signs, and Mars is a fire sign. This is energy that Sagittarius is accustomed to. So I really believe you can use this energy to work for you by taking appropriate, meaningful action. Mars in this house could be fighting viciously for you, either in a lawsuit, or perhaps you have a disagreement going on with a professor or with a priest. Pluto has just entered your Aquarius house. You sextile the sign of Aquarius. A sextile aspect is going to bring opportunities your way to make things happen easily. Pluto entering your third house is going to have you have really deep thoughts, different type of thoughts. You're going to be thinking about dark things like the occult and secret dealings, and also things that have to do with things that are hidden. Some of you could be learning the occult or going on a deep investigation about hidden things. Pluto transiting this house is going to make you speak out secrets. So if there's anything going on that is underhanded in your neighborhood and you find out about it, you will probably be speaking out about it. And this could involve the police and the justice system, because you're facing this opposition which concerns what you say, and some of the things that you're going to say are things that the people in your immediate environment might not really like, but you still have to say them. And these are things that could affect other people's money or their freedom. And some of you could be having a power struggle about what type of courses to take in university, or perhaps even what subject to major in. The good thing for Sagittarius is that they're getting supportive aspects and that this is a mental axis. So perhaps the power struggle is within yourself. It's a mental power struggle. Or it could be a power struggle with the justice system or your own belief system. And for some of you, it could be that you have a mental block. The third house rules over our immediate environment, our neighbors, and our siblings. It could be that some of you are having really deep arguments with your neighbors or with your siblings. And these arguments could be philosophical arguments. Most Sagittarius are probably going to move into a new neighborhood as a result of this. As a result of this opposition, others will be moving away from a foreign country or moving to a foreign country because of Pluto's transit in Aquarius. Capricorn, ascendant, sun, or moon. Congratulations, you've graduated, you've made it, you've survived. The transit of Pluto in your sign. You're going to feel like a heavy weight has been lifted. Mars is transiting your 8th house. 8th house rules over our secrets, other people's secrets, the secrets that we keep from others and even from ourselves. The 8th house is a psychological house. It rules over other people's money, big money, unearned money like mortgages, loans, financial windfalls, inheritances. This is the house where we're deeply intimate with another person. This is also the house of shared resources. The 8th house is a Mars house, so Mars is feeling really comfortable in this energy. Mars is opposing Pluto in your 2nd house. Pluto in this house is working on your earning ability, what you love and value. It is also working on the family that you create with another person. And this family is created with a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. This could also be the friends that we've had in our life for a very long time that they start to feel like family. Pluto is highlighting this area. There will be major transformations, deaths and transformations in this area. I've had a lot of experience with Pluto transits. I had Pluto transit my 2nd house. It's one of the most difficult transits you can ever have, especially if you have a planet or a stellium in this house, because Pluto is going to go over each planet and transform that planet. This house will never be the same. The 8th and the 2nd house is a money axis, the money that we earn and other people's money. With Mars in the 8th house, you're probably dealing with money that you owe to other people, like back taxes or late payments on a mortgage. Or perhaps Mars is revealing some secrets here and they're affecting your ability to earn a living, or they're affecting your family. And if these secrets are sexual secrets, or if somebody has been deceptive in some way, it's going to bring disruption with your earning ability and with your family and the things that we love, the things that we possess. The 2nd house is where we collect things, our possessions, the things that we buy and treasure and love and value. It also rules over our self-esteem. This house also rules over the mouth, what goes in and what comes out. You're going to have major changes in this area. Some of you could go on a purging diet to detox your immune system, and this could result in you losing some weight, which could increase your self-esteem. Pluto in your 2nd house is breaking down your earning ability, your possessions, the things that you really cherish. And perhaps some of you will have to let go of some of these things because you can no longer afford them. There's a separation, a break in the family, and you no longer have the ability, and you no longer have access to other people's money. And this could be working a number on your self-esteem because you can no longer pay your bills. You can no longer hold on to the things that you love and cherish. With Pluto's transit in the 2nd house, some people end up having to sell some of their possessions in order to pay off some of their borrowed debt, other people's money. Capricorn, this opposition is happening on a money axis. So this means that this could work out one or two ways. Some of you could lose some of your possessions. If Pluto is aspecting your other planets, your other placements in positive aspects, it's very possible that some of you create massive legendary wealth that can put you in an elite category. Your finances could grow from one extreme to the other. You could go from rags to riches or riches to rags. It just all depends on how Pluto's transit is aspecting other placements in your natal birth chart. Aquarius, ascendant, sun, or moon. Mars is transiting your 7th house. The 7th house is an angle house, and when an angle house is activated, it activates all the other angles in your chart. So this means that this transit is going to be absolutely life-changing. It has already been working on you because Pluto already conjuncted your ascendant. Pluto is coming to stay in your sign for the next 20 years. This means that the opposite angle, the 7th house area, is also activated. Other people, your committed relationships, your business agreements, anything that you do with the other person is also going to be highlighted because you're transforming on a deep level, a deep soul level that is going to be expressed in your identity and how other people see you. Mars is transiting the seventh house. The seventh house is a relationship axis. And when Mars transits the seventh house, it makes other people very aggressive towards you. Your partners, your business partnership, your spouse, your committed relationship. Those type of people become very aggressive towards you. They want to take action. Others could be pursuing you very aggressively. This means that they could be coming for you. They could be filing lawsuits against you. Somebody could be asking for a divorce or asking to take the relationship to the next level. Your other ruling planet is Uranus, and it's currently transiting Taurus, your fourth house area. There's already a lot of commotion going on in your home area with your family and the people that you care for and your deep emotions. The fourth house squares your ascendant, it squares your relationship axis, and it opposes your work area. Almost all your angles have a planet transiting it, and these planets are talking to each other in not so comfortable ways. I don't think Aquarius is feeling their best at this time. Not with all this pressure. These two planets, Mars and Pluto, that are duking it out, rule your 10th house area. So whatever is going on, whatever power struggle is going on between you and your partners, it's going to affect your status in society. These planets are asking you to figure something out. Some of you may have to let go of a business contract, a committed relationship, or agree to disagree. This power struggle is going to be intense. It's going to transform you emotionally, deeply, and on a psychological level. Over the next 2 decades, Pluto is going to bring so many changes with your identity and with how other people see you. Your physical self is going to be different. Who you are in relationships is also going to be different. If you need to go on a detox type of diet, this is an excellent time for you to do so with Pluto transiting your ascendant. A purge type of diet. It's also an excellent time for you to purge old habits, old ways of dealing with other people. It's almost like they're forcing you to have to make this change. Aquarius, if you want to know how this transit goes and how deeply it can transform you to the point where you feel like your old self has died and a new person has arisen, speak to a Capricorn ascendant. They're going to tell you exactly what they went through and what you're in for. This power struggle with your partners is probably just trying to highlight some things about your identity, things which you have been too afraid to look at. You may have to take a good look in the mirror. And this is what Mars is forcing you to do at this time. Pisces ascendant sun or moon. Mars is transiting your 6th house. The 6th house rules over our daily routine, our exercise regimen, our diet. It rules over the work that we do on a daily basis. This is also the house of debt. We have to work hard in order to pay off our debts. It is also the house that rules over our pet. We take care of our pet on a daily basis. Pluto is now transiting your 12th house. This is a dark hidden place. This is the house that rules over our self-sabotaging habits. And we can self-sabotage through addictions like drinking, doing drugs, eating too much, and also having illicit affairs. This is the area where we are blind. Pluto is a powerful force in an area where you cannot see. This is an area where you're going to need other people to help you see what's going on in this house. And you could be dealing with dark energies, dealing with dark hidden energies that are going to work on you on a psychic level, a subconscious level. This is also the area of our generational karma. And this is generational karma that is handed down to us from past generations. We have to carry the burden of it in this lifetime. 12th house is also an area that rules over dark hidden places like prisons, hospitals, mental asylums. Pluto in your 12th house is going to be highlighting things that have been going on with past generations, and you're going to have to deal with them now. You're going to have to pay for the sins of the father in some way. It could be that somebody is suing you for something that your ancestors did, your past generations, and you're going to court because the 6th house is the house of debt, karmic debt. So perhaps your ancestors did something and you now have to pay for it in this lifetime. And Mars is highlighting it now, and Pluto in the 12th house is here to collect and show you the debt from your past ancestors. This opposition is highlighting your 12th house issues, and Mars in the 6th house is probably showing you the results of all the self-sabotaging habits that you've been doing. And this could be because now your doctor is telling you that you have diabetes or some other type of chronic illness. Mars in the 6th house could also increase inflammation This energy is hot and fiery and needs to be released by taking some type of action, like through exercise or being really active with whatever it is that you're doing on a daily basis. The sixth house also rules over our work environment and our co-workers. This means that some of you could be having heated arguments with your co-workers or with your supervisor. That could be because you're struggling with something that is hidden, something that is psychological and mental from your 12th house. Mars is a malefic, it's a cutting energy, but it's very useful in the 6th house. So you can use this energy to cut out bad eating habits, lack of exercise. And if you've been working in a hostile work environment, you have issues with your coworkers or with your boss, this is an excellent energy for you to use to initiate a lawsuit. If this is you and this is your situation, make sure you initiate this lawsuit before Mars goes retrograde, before December 6th. Because if you initiate a lawsuit while Mars is transiting retrograde in your 6th house, you're bound to lose this lawsuit. So it's best to take action before this retrograde. If your pet is older or has not been feeling well, unfortunately, this transit of Mars in the 6th house could be the time that your pet transitions to the other side.